Hey, I wanted to come on here and give a cancer update. So I had been shopping around for a naturopath for a while, and I had interviewed some people, and I was like, oh, this isn't gonna work. Our values do not align. Many had said, just listen to what your conventional doctor said. And I said, well, they said if I did chemo and radiation that that would cause heart failure, but I'm young and I could probably take it. So it's not really the route I want to go in. And they're like, well, we don't know, da, da, da. And anyways, long story short, I found somebody. So I interviewed him and I was like, yes, this person's amazing. Our values align. Let's do it. Scheduled an appointment. So now this is like a year after I'd been diagnosed, right? So I've done a lot of work this past year. Scheduled an appointment because I wanted to do vitamin C IV, and you need to have a naturopath to do that. And sat down with him, and the first appointment did not go well. He's like, you've got to listen to your doctor. You should be doing surgery and da-da-da. And I said, well, surgery's not out of the question, but right now, every time I tune in, it's a no. And I believe if the body created it, I can heal it as well. I had complications from my last surgery, which almost killed me. So I'm not like quickly to, jump in and do it. And I want to do everything that I can in my power in terms of, making, positive changes like detoxing, flooding my body mentally, emotionally, environmentally, physically, and spiritually. And that's what I've been doing for the past year. And he's like, you should be doing this, otherwise you could die, and you want to die, and you're a mother, and you've got kids, and da, 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 da. And I could feel my face getting red, and I'm getting angry, and now I'm talking and tears are just flowing, and now I'm pissed that I'm even crying in front of this guy. And I was like, where is that passionate doctor that believed in healing? Like, where did he go? Because that's the guy that I talked to, and I want him back. And I said, I believe the body can heal. I'm not feeling. He's like, no, I believe that. I believe the body can heal. I said, well, where's that belief? And I'm just kind of like trying to tune into his energy. And I was like, oh, there's so much fear. What's behind the fear? And I was like, he recently lost a patient. So I was like, did you lose somebody recently? And he's like, yes. And if I would have known, then what I know now, like maybe I could have saved her life. And I was like, yeah, okay, but a lot of times when people come to naturopaths in the cancer world, it's because they've tried everything in the conventional world. Conventional world has either, washed their hands, or maybe they're doing integrative, but a lot of times it's they've done everything. Conventional said we can't, help you, and then they tried natural therapies. And it's tough. There's so much, toxicity in their body at this point. Their immune system, everything's been like beat up, so it's tough to do that. And the odds are, against them. It's not impossible. You can heal at any stage, but the odds are definitely tougher for sure. So I'm like, I'm not coming to you like that. I'm coming to you without going to the conventional world. And I'm coming to you with doing a year of work. He's like, whatever you're doing, it's not working. Because if it was working, you wouldn't even have a tumor at this point. And I was like, oh my God. I was like, do I walk out? Should I just walk out right now? Because this guy is pissing me off. And I was like tuning in. I was like, no, stay. And I was like, really, God? Like, stay? I'm like, okay, like, let me stay. And I'm staying. And I was like, if you need to borrow my belief, then borrow my belief. But I'm like, I can't work with you if you don't have that belief that healing is possible. And he's like, no, I believe. And I'm like, okay, then let's do something. He's like, okay, let's start with some blood work. I'm like, okay. I left the office and I was so like covered in fear, called some girlfriends, watched some like survivor stories to build up my belief again. And I was like, ooh, okay, that's better. Took a shower, washed all that nasty energy off of me, felt so much better. Did the blood work, went to go back to see him yesterday. And he was like, okay, let's go through your blood work, da, da, da. And I was like, man, no warm and fuzzy. I'm like, that's fine. Let's just get to the point. Went through the blood work, and he's like, your blood work is phenomenal for a healthy person. I had a conversation with the team, and we're like, how the hell does this girl have cancer? And I said, well, I can tell you because last year I did not feel like this, look like this. And I've done a lot of work. And he's like, really? And I said, yeah, you want to see a picture? And he's like, yeah, show me a picture. So I did. I showed him this picture. And he's like, no way, that's you. I'm like, yeah, man, that is me. I said, you can see physically I have a lot going on and I'm unhealthy physically, but mentally I can tell you I had so many negative thoughts. Emotionally, I was in so much fear. I was in so much anger. I was in so much grief, really struggling. Faith, I was losing faith in humanity. I was losing faith in the government, faith in the country, like faith in the medical world. Like I was just in a big, huge place, a hot mess. I created the perfect storm for cancer to flourish in my body. And he was like, listen, I know you've listed things that you're doing, but I don't know everything that you're doing, but whatever you're doing, keep going. Keep going, keep doing it. I said, you believe now? He's like, yes. And he's like, I've never had anybody go into spontaneous remission, healed. I've never had anyone, heal naturally. And I said, okay, then let me be your first. Let me be your first, and you and I are going to be screaming it to the rooftop. So, it's like, yeah, man. All the hard work, like all these tests have come back. Like my immune markers are amazing. My metabolic rates are amazing. My insulin rates are amazing. My fasting glucose, like amazing. Everything is amazing. And cancer can't flourish when it's like that. So it's just, it's incredible. And I've done, again, this physically, but mentally, I've done a lot of work shifting my perspective. I've been processing a lot of the grief. I've done a lot of work mentally, emotionally, physically, environmentally, and spiritually. I've moved. I've switched things up in my career. There's so many things that I have done. And it's been worth it, man. Like I honestly have not, I've not felt like this safe, been in this much faith. It gets me emotional thinking like it's, cancer can be something that really pulls you down, and it can really destroy you on so many levels. And it can be, or it can be your ugly miracle, something that just where you turn your pain into purpose, where you start switching things up and transmuting that energy and turning your life and making it, for the better in all areas of your life, mentally, emotionally, physically, environmentally, spiritually. So whatever you are going through, keep going. Keep going. A week ago, he was like, I don't know what you're doing, but it's not working because you still have the tumor. And then after seeing all my markers and seeing, my health a year ago, he was like, whoa, it's working. It's working. And I'm like, I know it's working because I feel it. I didn't need that test to confirm it, but I have to go through the hurdles, to get to the vitamin C IV. But it was a nice confirmation. Like it was nice. And going on this journey when you're going off path, man, when you're like off-roading, right? When you're going outside the box in terms of what healing should look like, it's not easy. You might have to have those difficult conversations with your friends or with your family. They're not supporting you in the medical system. That's not supporting you in the mainstream media. That's not supporting you. I don't know, like almost every video movie that we watch, it's like somebody has died from cancer. It's like the programming runs so deep that we're not supposed to survive this, that we're not supposed to thrive through it, that we're not supposed to feel good as we're healing it. And all of those things are possible. It's all possible. And I'm not trying to convince anybody of anything. You've got to listen to your intuition and follow your path. But I just want you to know you have healing options. You have healing options. And when you do the work holistically, man, miracles happen. Miracles happen. And, after a year, I've created a body where cancer can't thrive. And this little bump here will be gone soon enough. I feel it. I believe it. And, it just gets me so emotional. It gets, I'm just happy. I'm happy. And if you're struggling with a symptom, if you're struggling with cancer, like I want this for you. Oh man. Sending you all loads and loads of love. Big, big hug. Bye for now.